Okay, if you watched our video yesterday, this is pretty much just a better version of it. Yesterday, I rewatched the video from yesterday, and since it was like I filmed like something on the computer, it just didn't come out looking really good. I don't know. When I made my mock draft, it looked a lot better, but it didn't look like this weird flashing thing, so it just didn't look very good. And there was a few things I wanted to add to that video, and I wanted to give a little bit of context why I made the video. So we're just gonna pretty much redo the video from yesterday and add a little bit more details. So if you watch the video from yesterday, you'll pretty much know what this one's about. So, yesterday I made a video on why I thought Ja'Marr Chase was going to end up being the best wide receiver from this NFL draft. And the whole reason why I made the video, I thought Chase was going to be the best receiver, and I know a bunch of people are high on Smith. And the whole reason I was on Instagram and I saw there was one of those I think it was the NFL draft, somebody's mock draft they'd posted, and a bunch of people were commenting, or one of the big things in it was Chase went like 3 or something, and Devontae Smith went like a few picks behind him, and I commented Chase will be better than Smith in the NFL, and I had like one person comment no, and I had way more likes than the person who commented no to me. Got likes on their comment, but um, then somebody commented saying that that person probably thought that Ruggs was going to be better than Jefferson, and then I commented, well, this is one part. So they commented that they thought the person that commented to me saying no probably thought Henry Ruggs was going to be better than Justin Jefferson in the NFL. And if you know me personally, you know I was very high on Justin Jefferson coming out of the NFL draft because I'm a Broncos fan and a LSU fan, so I kind of wanted the Broncos to draft Jefferson at 15 because last year wide receiver was a big hole in the Broncos because we only had Sutton, and Sutton was hurt. I don't remember if he was hurt starting the season, but he ended up getting hurt, so it really was a need to get a receiver. And I wanted them to get Jefferson actually, and I know Jefferson's the clear cut guy now. So, and you might be like, you're probably just saying this now just because Jefferson's the guy now. Well, it was mainly then because I was LSU bias probably, but I mean Jefferson's the guy now, so it looks like it would have made sense now. But at the time, most mock drafts were showing Judy and CeeDee Lamb were going like to either the Raiders or Jets, and the Jets ended up getting that offensive lineman really early, and the Raiders got Henry Ruggs at 11, which was I thought was a reach then, and now that he's looking like the sixth or seventh best receiver from the draft, it really looks like a reach. But Jefferson now had the best season of all the rookies, so clearly Jefferson. But like I said, I thought Judy and CeeDee Lamb would both have been selected by then. So I was happy that they took Judy. I thought Judy would be better than CeeDee Lamb, but I thought what I was mainly worried about was Judy and Lamb would go, and I was worried Denver would take Henry Ruggs because I thought Jefferson was going to easily be better than Ruggs, and he looked like it at least in his rookie season. But so one of the main reasons why I think Chase is going to be better than Devontae Smith, they're both pretty similar, like size wise. Like I think Smith is like 1 inch taller, but he's like 30 pounds less, which he was like 175, which is really low for a receiver. Now if he bulks up and gains a few pounds, he could be really good. One thing about Smith that I do like, he is really good at getting separation. He's like kind of like Judy with his like separation and honestly, the Alabama receiving core this year, like their top two, was really similar to their receiving core last year. Like Judy was similar to Smith, like one of those guys who can get good separation and stuff. And Ruggs and Waddle were similar, like speedsters, but Waddle didn't play much this year. So that's why I think Waddle ends up going third in this draft. Him and Smith I could see being real similar, but if you compare their sophomore stats, Chase's sophomore stats are ridiculous compared to Devontae Smith's. His sophomore stats were more similar to Smith's Heisman stats than they were his sophomore or junior stats. And, most guys don't even stay for their senior year if they're supposed to be really good in the NFL. But I know he was kind of the third option, but I mean, the third option behind two guys that weren't even like the best rookie receiver in the NFL. Neither one of them were. I mean, Jefferson looks like the best rookie receiver in the NFL, and he was the second option at LSU behind Jamar Chase. But I know that Clemson team that had DeAndre Hopkins and Sammy Watkins, Hopkins was the second guy, kind of. So I know you can't go off that completely, but if Jamar Chase is better than Justin Jefferson in his rookie year, then Jamar Chase will be one of the best receivers in the NFL easily. What I like, Jamar Chase just is good at getting the ball. He might get covered a little better just because he's not like as good at getting separations like a Smith, but he just can get the ball, and that's what you need. You need a bigger receiver who you can throw the ball to that can just get it, and that's why I think Chase will be great in the league. Now, one guy I do think will be a really good receiver also is Terrence Marshall. I think Terrence Marshall ends up being the fourth receiver off the board, and if he's not, I think he ends up being the fourth best receiver at least. I can see Waddle. I think Waddle and Smith will be better than him, unless somebody gets an injury. But we're not putting injuries in because that you can't ever predict really injuries. But yeah, from the 2020 NFL draft, I think Chase is going to. Well, I'm not going to go off how they go, but how I think they will perform in the NFL. I think it will be Jamar Chase 1 pretty easily, and then Waddle and Devontae Smith I think will be really close. I said Devontae Smith will be the third best yesterday, but after looking at a few things, I'm like torn. I think it really depends on what situation they end up on. Like whichever one of them ends up on a better like quarterback situation team will probably end up having the better NFL career out of those two, because they're very different skill set players, but they're both like I think just about as equally as good. Like Devontae Smith is just that good guy who can get separation and stuff, but corners are in the NFL are better at guarding that stuff. So, and Jalen Waddle is going to be just like Henry Ruggs or KJ Hamler or Tyreek Hill, just one of those crazy speed guys that you can do a lot with, put in the slot and get some really quick, just short passes, and they can go a ton of yards, or they're crazy deep threat by just outspeeding the corners unless they're double teamed with a safety. So that's why I think, well, what about the comment thing yesterday, last year, this is probably how I would have personally ranked the top 4 guys. I know Rager went 4, but everybody thought that was a reach. And we're not going to go over like Claypool and Ayuk and T. Higgins because they all have outperformed probably Henry Ruggs and Laviska Shenault's probably. So, yeah, Ruggs is probably like somewhere between the 6th to 9th best rookie receiver. But the top 4 guys, in my opinion, last year, Justin Jefferson, I wanted Denver to get Justin Jefferson, but I thought Jeudy would be gone. So probably last year, this would have been my rookie receiver ranking during the draft. Would have went Jeudy, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, then Henry Ruggs. But now it's kind of went like, I feel like Jeudy and CeeDee Lamb both had interesting situations, but I feel like that's pretty much the order now is Jefferson 1, then Jeudy or Lamb, just preference, and then Ruggs if you're ranking those 4. And like I said in the NFL coming up draft, I feel like it will be the top 4 guys will be Jamar Chase 1, Waddle, Smith. I'm like torn between. I'm going to go Waddle just because I feel like he's got an easy role in the NFL, and you can use him as a punt returner, kick returner pretty easily if he doesn't perform great as a receiver, but I think he will. And then 4, I think will be Terrence Marshall, and then 5. I'm going to say Kadarius Toney, but I could see that there's some guy from like northern Michigan, or I can't think, maybe Minnesota. I can't think, but I think Kadarius Toney will be the 5th best receiver from this class as of right now. No, this could all change by the time the NFL draft comes, but this will probably be like, the video will probably be like rookie wide receivers or something. And if you see this card in the back, it's a Courtland Sutton Silver Instant Impact from Prism. That's going to be coming up in the upcoming card steals and deals. If we would have got all those 5 cards from all 5 of the things we purchased that will be in that video, we would have made that video today. But the Courtland Sutton's the only card that came today. Also, I misquoted. I said the wrong YouTuber yesterday, but I ended up saying it right at the end. I just watched somebody else's video after just winning this giveaway yesterday, so I kind of got the names mixed up. But we did win. We got the first pick in the For the Love of Cards YouTube giveaway, and we chose the Prism pack, which I think was an awesome prize. It was for his 500 subscriber giveaway. And if you haven't subscribed, I'm sure you have by now. Because if you found my channel somehow, you've probably seen For the Love of Cards. He's a great YouTuber. He seems like a great guy, and I love how he like actually responds to his fans. Like some of those YouTubers, I know once you get really big, it's hard to comment, but he pretty much goes out of his way to literally comment and like every comment. And I know it helps the YouTube algorithm too. Is one reason you should do it, and he does it, but it just makes it feel better if you see somebody seeming like more genuine. And that's one thing I want this channel to be like, because once we get to a point where we can like start making money off YouTube, like if we can get monetized, we'll do giveaways just about every card video we do, unless we're doing like, if we ever get to the point where we start opening like crazy products like Immaculate or something, but that might be a long ways away. So, but if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Also, oh well, yeah, we'll talk about the giveaway we won more when we post that video, but